I had a dream that I was at Chapel Roan's show. It was at like the Greek theater, and a helicopter like flew in and crashed. And then it like crashed into like my friends and family. I woke up and was like, why Chapel Roan?
Yeah. She's like singing Hot to Go and your family's like burning to death.
H-O-T-T.
Hi, this is Ones to Watch Chef's Choice. I'm Abby Kenna.
I'm EMEI.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing well. Hanging in there.
Hanging. You've got your Maru matcha.
Yes, it's way over there.
It's
It's honestly like hanging on by a thread right now.
It's like the ice has melted. It's separated. But
I actually
like,
added more ice, so it's like at that stage.
God.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
very watered.
And that's okay. We're on our matcha wave. We're being
killing it.
healthy girls. Healthy
It's great.
girls. Because you're going on tour.
I am.
You have a couple of dates in November, right?
Yes. I'm doing mostly North America in November. So we're like Toronto, LA, New York, a bunch of Chicago, etc. I love how I'm like trying to list them all off, and I'm like,
You're
this
like,
is not going to happen.
what is the major city of
Yeah,
every?
I was like, those are the cities. I'm super excited. First tour ever, like ever.
Ever?
I've never
Ever?
even opened for anyone. This is like first
Oh
tour.
my God.
Yeah. So
Wow, what a way to
I'm excited.
start.
I know. I'm really pumped. I'm super pumped, but I'm also like, performing has always been really comfortable for me. So I'm not like nervous about the actual shows, but I am nervous about like the lack of sleep, you know, like that's,
Yes.
I'm like slightly like not uber excited about sleeping little. I'm a 9-hour sleeper.
I was going to say, are you a partier? Like, do you,
No.
okay.
I'm like a go to bed at 11,
That's,
you know,
yeah.
and
That's
then
the way to do it.
Right. And then I wake up at like 10.
Yeah. Wow.
Like in bed for a very long time. I'm like sleeping forever. So yeah, my managers are always like, you know, you should get used to like 6 hours. And I'm like, no.
No, you're storing up.
I'm like, I need to sleep.
You're charging that battery right now.
Right. But anyway, so that's how I feel. I'm excited.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also, like, I feel like if you just don't go out and like drink and stuff after your shows, you'll get some sleep.
Right? That's my plan. Though my drummer, Max, and honestly my guitarist, Eric, like we're all homies, and
Yeah.
they're like, we're gonna drink. Like, you're gonna have fun. We're gonna have you have fun. And I'm like, yeah.
You can go out on the last night.
I'm like, totally.
They don't have to sing the next day.
That's right. That's right.
You have to be up there with the energy.
I gotta, rah, you know?
Yeah.
And I jump basically my whole show. So I'm
That's
like,
great. Do you like, okay, this is going to expose a lot me, but I did musical theater.
I did
when
too.
I was
love musical theater.
I
Are you
honestly
kidding?
do as well.
I'm a theater kid.
Sometimes I really miss it,
Me too.
which is like, I can't tell many people that.
I miss it so much, actually.
Just like, I love the music of musical theater. I'm not a good actor at all.
no, oh my God, same.
I hate acting around people. I hated
Yeah.
improv, all of that.
Oh, I did improv too.
Did you like it?
I would just laugh too much.
I couldn't take myself seriously.
I would just laugh at myself, and then it wouldn't be funny anymore.
Right.
Like, no matter what you say, if you're the one laughing, like everybody's like, she's laughing a lot.
Everyone's like, can we move on from
yeah,
this?
yeah. It's like, it wasn't that funny. Like, it really wasn't.
I just had too
So.
much shame for
Yeah.
theater, but I do
feel that.
love like the community,
Yes.
and I was in the best shape of my life
Interesting.
because my teacher would make us run around my high school
Wow.
and like sing the
Your
entire
theater
show.
teacher?
Yes, like my choir teacher, he would have us run laps while we sang the entire soundtrack.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and like my lungs, such good shape.
Best shape of your life.
Yeah, and
Oh my God.
I don't know if you know Chapel Roan,
Yeah,
the artist.
she's amazing.
She posted a TikTok about how she like dances.
She
through her
dances
sets.
nonstop.
Yeah, she said she'll like run on the treadmill and sing all of her
Yeah,
songs.
that makes sense.
So
I
I
mean,
was-
she's killing it.
She's fucking
Oh my
insane.
God. I had a dream the other night. Like, speaking of Chapel
Of
Roan,
Chapel Roan.
this is so weird.
I love that.
This is going to be weird. All right,
That's
let's
fine.
go. So I had a dream the other night. So I've been kind of stressed because I've been like, you know, planning things and la la la.
Totally.
And I had a dream that I was at Chapel Roan's show. So random. And it was at like the Greek theater. Like, it was like an outdoor like stadium vibe.
Yeah.
And a helicopter like flew in and crashed. And then it like crashed into like my friends and family. And I was like, oh my God. And then we were all running out because it was like gonna explode. And everybody
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
we gotta run. And then I woke up and that was my dream.
Oh, I think
Anxiety, stress.
wow, I don't even know where to start with the psychoanalysis of that.
Oh my God. I woke up and was like, why Chapel Roan?
Yeah. Like, I understand, like, the friends and family dying a fiery death.
Dream, right?
But why was Chapel Roan playing?
Like, I was like, that's so random to me. Anyways.
She's like singing Hot to Go and your family's like burning to death.
H-O-T-T. Dude, and it's just like, goomba.
Wow.
Yeah. So, anyways.
Yeah,
that's
you
me.
need to chill out.
That's why I'm switching to matcha, okay?
Those caffeine-driven dreams are
I'm like,
insane.
we're switching. Yeah. It was tough.
Wow.
Anyways.
Honestly, like, no, thank you for validating my level of like stress though, because I have those types
It's a
of
good
dreams.
time.
Yeah.
It's also that time of year. It's like right before the
is.
holidays. There's so much to do. There's like a never ending amount of like, we got to finish all these things before we're like.
Yeah, the grind like multiplies this season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like January feels good because you're like restarting.
Yeah.
So it's not as stressful, but towards the end it gets worse.
Yeah, and you've been like on a wave of just like release
Been
after
running.
release.
Definitely been sprinting.
Yeah.
Let's go faster.
You just celebrated
Yeah.
the release of
I did.
the Scatterbrain EP.
Very exciting.
You've been working up to that.
I've been working on that EP for a really long time. I think the first song that I wrote for it was Cynical,
Okay.
and that was in like August of last year.
Wow.
So it's been a while. And then everything else was like, I actually had the whole EP done like end of last year.
Okay.
And I was like, this is great. And then I literally switched out almost every song.
Really? Are those songs
just
like
kept writing.
Are they void? Are they never going to come out?
They might.
Okay.
But they were just like, I just kept writing and was like, oh, no, I want this. Like,
Yeah.
I just felt like the more I wrote, the more I really just was like, who cares?
It really is. It's a muscle.
It
like
is.
writing. I
I
feel
love
like once you
writing.
get into the vibe of what you're going for,
Yes.
it just like exponentially gets better.
And also, the thing is, because I write so much, it's like, the more I write, the more songs kind of like get like, what's it called? Like I write like 100 songs a year. Like it's
Holy
crazy.
shit.
And I don't release that much music. So,
No, yeah.
So it's literally like, I'll write and then just swap things out. And I feel bad because then there's like this like garbage can of like good songs.
Listen, one day you'll release like you saw Mac DeMarco. He like released like 200 demos or something,
Holy crap.
and he just labeled them with numbers because he was like, I have all this
You're like,
shit.
this
Like
is too
someone
much.
needs to hear it.
Did he pay all the producers?
I would hope so.
I was like, that's a lot of songs.
He can do anything.
I'm
I
sure
think
he
he's
did though.
rich
Yeah,
at this
I'm sure he
point.
did. I'm sure he did.
I don't know. Maybe they were like
That's
DIY
dope.
little like voice memo type things.
That too.
I'll have
If,
to
if
look.
it's just like guitar and vocals, then like fuck it.
Yeah, it's just
Am I
this
allowed
little,
to curse on this?
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
I was like, I don't really.
Everybody asks that, and I'm like, look at the
Yeah, that's a
fuck
good
shittery
point.
we've got going on back here.
So
You're
funny. You're good. Anyways, yeah. No, one day maybe. I think it's fun though because it's like some old songs. Like I'm sure that I've written some songs that like I'm like, this is a song that I'll release when I'm like 45. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like definitely not right now. Like
For,
there's
like-
definitely like, you know, songs like that.
Yeah, a little behind the scenes of like what was happening in this.
Yes.
era.
And there's like randomly I'll like write a song and be like, well, that's like that feels like old Emily would say it. Sorry, Emma. My name's Emily.
Yeah, you can be whoever you
you know.
want, whenever you want. That's fine.
But yeah, so I feel like there's just like a bunch of songs that like are good for certain occasions, and then the EP's like a specific world. So I just go like, doesn't belong in the world, but maybe later.
Yeah. So what's the appetizer to the world we have access to?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I was saying I think the title track. I feel like
Scatterbrain.
Scatterbrain is like a good first song to listen to. If you have never listened to my music, if you're going through it, you're like, Scatterbrain. And you listen, you're like,
God, can I catch my breath? Not even for a second. Chases on in the winds, and I obsess. I slow dance with the tension. Can you taste it on my lips? I'm so scatterbrained, but when you touch me, it all goes away.
Do you think like sonically it represents you, or like contextually, lyrically,
Everything.
all of the above?
I think all of the above, because
Okay.
sonically for sure, like I feel like it's a little bit, it's definitely pop still, right? But it's a little bit of like chaos added in, little like ear candy moments, like
Oh, yeah.
harmonies. Like I love that stuff. Like when my ears feel good, that's my,
This
love that.
body of work really is like it's the perfect mix of like pop sort of earworm melodies, but then like the glitchy industrial production. It's so good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, that's like, I love to live in that world. Like that is my juice. I love it. I love it. But Scatterbrain specifically, I feel like is a good intro, specifically because it's not like the craziest glitchy, you know, selection.
It's not the weirdest.
Yes.
But it's also
pop.
not like down tempo.
Yes. It's like comfortable and a vibe. That's like how I feel about it. But also I think it's a very good intro to like kind of who I am and how I write. Like I'm not a very big, like I tend to just like brain dump in song form, and I feel like Scatterbrain is like for sure that.
It is.
Very brain dump. I literally go ping pong drip drop. Like, huh? What am I saying? I don't know.
I love that though.
It's just like, nah.
Quite literally Scatterbrain.
It's literally like the way we wrote it, it was literally, I was just like blah, 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 blah. And then we turned it into a song. So
that's perfect.
Yeah.
Did you mean to write this body of work as like, it's kind of like self-sabotaging behaviors, that sort of stuff?
For sure. We first called it Cynical. The EP, because that's kind of what I was going for, was like very, like all the songs are kind of a reflection on myself and a reflection on like how I act in the world, and a lot of it is kind of pessimistic actually. And I feel like and so I was thinking about Cynical, but then I thought about it more and I felt like Scatterbrain reflected actually like how I am and how I've been feeling better. So that's why we named it Scatterbrain.
I hear Scatterbrain so much more.
Right?
To represent it. Because like,
thank you.
It is cynical, but it's like charming.
It's not
still.
like dark.
No, it's not dark, and it doesn't feel like bitter really.
Yes.
And throughout a lot of like the visuals, you always have like this kind of like creepy smile going on where you're like, I know I'm up to something. But like, you love me for how messy I am.
Like messy. Yeah, that's totally what it is. And I like to be playful with the visuals. Like I think it's much more fun to be like silly than like really serious and like
totally not just like singing at the camera.
Exactly. Yeah. So anyway, so it's Scatterbrain. But for a second there, it was gonna be called Cynical.
It was almost Cynical.
For a second.
Which is an incredible song.
Thank you. I love Cynical.
I love that one.
Do I have to be so cynical? Get me off my feet, that's typical. Why do I feel at peace when it's difficult? Why do I have to be so cynical?
Cynical's crazy.
Was that the one we said would be the meat of this era? Is that our entree?
I think meat is more irresponsible or 7-Eleven. Irresponsible.
Let me just name every track on the EP.
It's actually the entire EP, guys. That's the meat. I mean, yeah. But if I were to choose one, it would be Irresponsible.
Okay.
Yes.
Got me on the wrist, tisk, I'm trying. I don't know why I never grew up and it's mortifying. Why am I so
irresponsible?
I don't know why am I so
irresponsible?
It feels like it's Scatterbrain, but deeper. It's a little bit, like you're going a little bit like deeper into the cave. Like that's kind of how I think of it. It's like, you know, if you, I don't know why a cave came up, but if you were to go to a cave and you were to meet the first person in the cave, that would be Scatterbrain.
This is like one of those like psychology riddles. It's like you come across a man in a cave and he asks
You're like, hi.
He presents 3 potions.
And it goes Scatterbrain. That's it.
Scatterbrain, Cynical, Irresponsible. Which do you take?
Exactly. And then you walk in a little deeper and then you're like, oh,
it was
this
irresponsible.
Dude, irresponsible. Am I right? So anyways, that would be Irresponsible. I think it's a song that never gets old for me, like ever, which is like, you know, really rare when you're making music, because I listen to my songs. I think I went live the other day and someone asked me like, how many times do you listen to your songs? I'm like, oh, so many. Because when you're working on it, it's like you listen to it at least 100 times, like before you even send it off to mix, right? Like you're listening and listening. Then you get a mix, and then listen. Then you get a mastered, listen. So anyways, I feel like a lot of my songs, sometimes I like can't listen to it anymore after I put it out. Right.
You become like numb to it almost. Like it's not even you.
Like this isn't a song.
Yeah.
These are just noises.
Actually, though, yeah.
You're like, these are just sounds, you know? But Irresponsible, I still like find myself listening to it for fun. And I'm like, that's crazy.
Wow, what a gift, actually.
Right?
I know so many artists that just can't even listen to their own music.
It. Yeah, because also it's not even just the process of finishing it, but especially now it's like when you make TikToks, like nonstop, you have to be listening and using the same sounds over and over again. And so, yeah, so I would say Irresponsible does it for me.
Is it like the meaning of the song that keeps you coming back to it, or literally just like how it sounds?
I think how it sounds more so. I think it just feels like fresh.
Okay.
Like I feel like every time I listen to it, I feel like it's fresh in my ears. Like it feels good. Whereas like some other, like, though I love Scatterbrain, I don't want to, hurt my songs.
You have love for all of your babies.
I have love for all of my babies. But like sometimes Scatterbrain, I'm like, wow, I listen to this a lot. Like I'll go like 2 months without listening. And then I'll listen to it and be like, oh, good job.
Oh, that was good. I don't remember that being so nice.
I would recommend it as an appetizer.
Yeah. No, I do. Yeah. When I was listening to your music to like learn about you, I kept coming back to Irresponsible.
Right.
Because that chorus, when you like go up the octave and like, it's like the little glitchy sounds like mix in with your voice and it just scratches something.
It's nice. For me. And honestly, we spent a very long time on that part of the song. Because at first, I'm not very, like, I don't really like very auto-tuney things. Like I'm very... Honestly, it took a while for me to be okay with producers auto-tuning stuff because I felt like it didn't. I'm such a theater girl. Like, honestly.
It has such a bad rep.
Right.
Auto-tuning.
It does have a bad rep, which is like, honestly, a little silly because it's so artistic. Like, you can use it in such an artsy way. And I feel like that was the first time that, like, Sam Boy Blue, who produced that song, he was like, dude, trust me. Like, I think this is going to be cool.
Yeah.
And then, we just went back and forth, like, fixing it, making sure that, like, every little tiny thing felt right. And I love it.
Yeah. You worked with Boy Blue for a lot of this work, right?
He executive produced the EP.
Okay, I love that.
He's great. He's awesome. He feels like one of the producers that can really like make the sounds in my head really come to life, which is a hard thing to find. You know?
You're like, I'm thinking like beep boop. Can you like
boop.
make that happen?
And then he's like, totally. He's like, I know exactly which beep boop. You know what I mean?
That's special though, because
it is.
There's usually like such a discount with people until you work with them for so long.
Totally.
So.
And our first session ever, it's a song that hasn't come out. Never mind.
What a tease.
I was like, never mind. I teased it on TikTok though, but it's crazy. It's just like batshit crazy, which is like so fun because like, I don't know, like I feel like if my first session with someone is kind of like bland and like boring, I'm like, like I don't feel the need to like continue because I'm like, well, that wasn't exciting to me. But with Sam, like the first session we were like, let's make a stupid diss track. And it was like so stupid. So like, that's so fun.
Diss tracks are the best.
You know, we just go in and we make stupid things and it's fun.
Do you like write together physically, or is it more of like you come in with a song and he helps you produce the vision?
We make it together at the same time. So it's oftentimes he will come in with some sort of beat or vibe and I'll be like, love it, or I'll be like, nah, I'm feeling more like this, and then we will like mess with that, and then from there, like me and normally a writer in the room, and we work with a bunch of people, and we will just be like, blah 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 blah, hum.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, how have you been feeling? Well,
you do the intro therapy session.
Exactly. Like, I had road rage today, and then you start from there. You know, so it's kind of like it is very much in the room together though. And Sam is he's very focused in on production though. He's a computer man, like he's there. So yeah. So I don't know. At the same time, we make it at the same time.
Yeah, like everyone has their sort of like focus in the room. Are you more of like a melodies and lyric type of focus, or do you like lean either way?
Definitely. Oh, that's actually a really good question. Because I feel like for the longest time I was really lyric focused, and I'm definitely still very lyric focused. But I think recently I've been letting go a little bit and like just enjoying my melodies more, and then being like, whatever words we put in here, we can always edit. Like I don't like whatever. Like let's just like go for it, And I feel like that's been kind of freeing and really fun for me. But normally lyric focused.
Yeah. I want to say it's Picky that has just the most fun lyrics.
So fun.
Oh, I'm picky. Keep you on your toes, tippy. Knock you down the slope real fast, slippy. Heard you tell your mom that you're sitting with me. How you think I'm the shit? Oh shit, no really. Try a different size, the shoe don't fit.
The chorus where you're just like on your tiptoes and like the slip.
We were literally like, good. What rhymes with picky? That's it. It was very simple. Yeah, I was just like, I think I went into that day being like, I'm picky. Picky.
Yeah. It's like picky over and over.
Yeah. And then we were like, what do we do now? And then so that one was fun. That one was so fun to write.
It is so fun to listen to.
Thank you.
Like once again, it's like I am a mess and I should change this about myself. But we kind of love it.
We're like, what you gonna do?
But it's kind of charming.
It's tough. It's tough out here.
It's a vibe.
It's tough.
I really like it.
But yeah, no, I really do like that song. That one was, I think we wrote that in January. No, that's not even true. We finished it in January.
Okay.
We wrote it in like September.
Wow.
Last year. Yeah.
I feel like that'll be a fun one to play on tour.
Oh my God.
To hear people sing
fun. I'm excited.
Wait, so next week will be like your first shows ever?
So my first headline show ever was in London this year. And I just played 2 shows. But those are the only headline shows I've ever played.
Right.
So I've literally only played 2.
Wow.
And it was very small, intimate, 150 cat, like very intimate and fun.
Yeah.
And those were like the best nights of my goddamn life.
I bet.
So I'm like so excited.
You were like made for the stage though.
I love performing.
I heard
the best.
I heard a little notion that you were on an idol. You were on a little voice competition as a child.
I was on Chinese Idol when I was 15.
Okay.
So I was a itty bitty baby.
Little baby.
Yeah. And actually, last night I had a friend, her name's Jade and she's in China, but she came to America and she got 6th place on Idol with me.
Oh,
like
fun,
we were there together, and she came and I was just like, wow, like most American born Chinese people like do not have friends in China because like, you know, if you visit, you're not going to like make real friends, but through the trauma of a competition,
I bet
you got real friends and it's awesome.
Especially at such a young age.
Especially when you're a baby, yeah. And everybody was really nice to me. Like she's like 10 years older than me. And like at the time she was like, you know, like was so sweet, took care of me. We were like really good friends. And yeah.
How do you feel that being at like the start of your singing career has affected where you are now?
I think it was literally like performance boot camp. Really like hardcore. Like we were like, it was intense. Like it was like every day, like rehearsing and like choreographing and like performing and singing. It was just like very intense, especially for the age that I was. But I'm so grateful for it because now I'm like, I feel so comfortable on stage because I was forced to do it. Like I literally had to play huge like stages when I wasn't comfortable doing it. And now I'm like,
honestly though, that must be such like a high stress environment. Like being on television and like the media training that comes with that sort of shit versus playing a show to people that are like literally there just to see you and songs you wrote.
They like know my words. I'm like, this is great. This is so easy. Are you kidding? I'm like, I show up and I'm like, all right, guys, let's party.
That's so sweet.
Like it's so much fun. Yeah. But like, like during Idol, it was very much like I was learning Chinese songs. Like, and I speak Chinese fluently, but singing Chinese is a whole different beast because it's very poetic, like very deep meaning lyrics. Okay. So when you only know like, you know, I wasn't educated in China. So like poetry is beyond me. Okay. Like way beyond me. So like most of the time I would just be like studying Chinese nonstop.
Wow.
Just like trying to understand like what this word means, what that word means. And it was so hard. Yeah. So this is easy. They're my words.
Like, I wrote these ones.
Yeah, like they're easy.
I can handle that.
I know what they mean. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you speak Chinese fluently. Did you
do.
ever live in China or just have like visited?
I did first grade in China.
Okay.
Yes. So like my entire extended family is in China.
Yeah.
So like my grandma, my cousins, like everybody is over there. And then my immediate family, my parents came to America in 1988.
Okay.
So I was born here in New Jersey and grew up here. But ever since I was really little, we would go back like every summer,
Yes.
first grade.
I must ask, where in New Jersey? I grew up in New Jersey.
You grew up in New Jersey?
Yeah.
Okay. I grew up in Montgomery next to Princeton.
Okay. I
Why
grew up
we're-
like I always say kind of by Princeton University, but
Yeah, that's what I
you
say.
kind of actually grew up near Princeton. So mine's a lie in comparison.
Where?
Sort of by like Hamilton, if you know that area.
Do you know
Yeah.
Lawrenceville?
Yeah.
I went to Lawrenceville High School.
Okay. I went to Robbinsville High School.
Ah, look at that.
Tiny little town.
Tiny little. We're killing it.
Wow, another
New Jersey.
Central Jersey gal.
Oh my God. I literally. Okay.
Thank you.
I literally just met somebody else from Central Jersey, and she was like, "Where are you from in Jersey?" And I was like, "Central Jersey," and she was like, "You just said Central Jersey. I'm from Central Jersey," and we were like, "Yeah, because it exists."
Anyone that's not actually from Central Jersey
They're
has
like,
such.
"It doesn't exist."
I'm like,
so where
you're
am I
biased. You're literally from North Jersey. Like,
Like,
of course you don't think it exists.
Hello. Also, it's
Thank
like
you.
what? Like I actually like where I'm from, Montgomery is not north or south. It just isn't.
It's right in the
It's
center.
like it's literally in the middle. Like we couldn't choose one if we tried.
The like
Anyways.
town slogan for
Yeah.
Robbinsville, like when you enter Robbinsville, it says Robbinsville at the center of it all. And like you can all
At the
suck it.
center. like say it one more time with us, guys.
It exists.
It does definitely exists. Definitely
Yes.
exists. Wow.
I feel
Cheers to Central Jersey.
Oh
my
my God, yeah. I honestly like I'm always told like, oh, New Jersey, the armpit of America, you must have hated it. But I really did love it.
It was nice.
It was a great place to
was fine.
grow up.
It
be a
was
child.
like very peaceful. Like I grew up in like suburbs, like
Same.
right? Like very peaceful, very safe, very nice. Like
Yeah.
I don't have complaints. It might have been a little boring, but
It was
that's
slightly
it.
boring. I have to admit, I was the teenager that was like, I can't wait to get out of my tiny little town.
yeah.
Move to the big city.
I feel that. I feel that.
And now I'm like in LA. I'm like, God, I wish my dad could take my car to the shop. I'm like, I don't want to be an adult.
Oh my god, crazy car story.
Love it.
I was driving on the highway the other day, and a tennis ball hit my windshield. Like literally out of nowhere. Like I was driving on the highway, so we were driving like 70 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Tennis ball hit my windshield, and it like literally the biggest dent ever, like a spiral dent.
Did it crack?
It cracked. Oh, completely.
Oh my
like,
God.
Cracked. And I literally was like, and I was like on the way to a session, and I was literally like, oh my god.
What do you even do?
Well, that's right. It took me so long. Okay, when I say the other day, I mean like 2 months ago, right?
I would still be reeling from that trauma.
Right?
Yeah.
And we just fixed it like last week.
my
That's why
God.
it's like on top of mind. But point is, I drove around with the cracked windshield for 2 months.
That's such Russian roulette. That's like,
It was crazy.
oh my God.
I didn't know what to do. I mean, I like called Geico. Like I don't know, like, and then I was
You take
like,
it
what
to
do
a
I
shop.
do? Like I was like, I don't know what to do. And then I was like, are you supposed to get like OEM windshield? Like there's so much. I
Yeah.
just didn't know what I was supposed to
Yeah.
do, and it was too much, and I just procrastinated. So
That's fine. I drove around on a tire that had a nail stuck in it for like a good
oh my
month.
gosh,
Because I was like, the
as long
nail's
as you can
in
drive
there.
it. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
As long as it's not leaking,
keeping all the air in.
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Thank you.
That's
responsible. Irresponsible
You're
decision.
killing it. Okay.
I do my best.
But no, I do miss having people around to help. My dad would have fixed that like same
Right.
week. Like,
Yeah.
for sure.
I love my dad and I. Like we won't talk for a couple of weeks because we're busy, whatever. And he'll call me, and his in is always like, "How's your car?"
Really? Oh, that's wholesome.
Yeah, how's
I
your car?
that.
Like everything in your house. How's your air conditioning? I'm like, you can't fix it.
How's your
but-
fridge?
Literally. Like
That's amazing.
That's sweet. I'm doing well.
That
Thank you
is
for asking.
sweet. That is sweet. That's his form of like, how you doing?
Exactly.
How's your air conditioning?
I'm like, I speak your language. I get it.
That's sweet. That's super sweet. No, yeah. No, I'll tell my dad about something, and then he'll like get stressed and be like,
Yeah, I feel bad.
"Did you fix it?" I'm like, "No," and then he'll be like, "Disappointment."
I feel like this talk of our childhood selves factors into our desserts.
Oh my God, yes.
Perfectly.
Wow, the transition.
Got it.
Yes, the dessert would be Dear Emily, which is literally a letter to my baby self, which is cute.
I empty my head, it gets lighter and lighter. I get up, my hopes they go higher and higher. Then you come and you rain on my parade.
What's the inspiration for it? Because it is, it's
Sad.
cute, but it is sad.
It's oh my gosh. What was happening? I think Scatterbrain just came out. So that's why I keep replacing things, because before Scatterbrain came out, I had the whole EP. Right. And then I just kept feeling things. God damn it. Why did I feel things?
Unfortunately that never ends. I hate to break it
know,
to you.
right? And then I kind of went in and into this session, and I was kind of just like, it's so strange because I feel like I should be happy about how things are going, and I should be like excited and grateful and all this stuff. But sometimes when things go well, I'm just like kind of sad sometimes. Yeah. And I was like, what is that about? That's so annoying. Like, shut up. You know what I mean? Like,
it's
stop.
universal though.
It's
I promise.
so bad. It's not good. So I went into the session and I was just like sometimes I just feel like I have these hopes and expectations and dreams. And I'm so excited about them. And then I'll be happy that things are going well. And then there's like this little voice inside my head who's just like, shh, it's not good enough. Don't be happy. You don't deserve it yet.
Right.
Love the ASMR. That was fun.
Yeah, that was good. The listeners will love that.
I was like, that was fun. But point is, it was, it's a letter to myself. And the cool thing that isn't very clear about it, is that I actually tried to make it, first verse is like the angel on my shoulder talking to the devil. And then the second verse is like the devil on my shoulder talking to the angel.
Oh, I could so see that.
You know, because the first verse is very much like, can you please leave me alone? Like, you're just like making things so hard, and I need to, like, I would like you to shut up, you know? Yeah. And then the other side, it's not really a devil. It's kind of just like the overprotective, like, sister almost. Yeah. And on the second verse, it's literally like, no, you don't get it. Like, I'm trying to protect you. Like, you need to have less hopes and expectations because it's good. Like, the world sucks. And like, that's that's the two sides.
Like the dichotomy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the two Emilys, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's what that song's about. I love it.
I loved hearing that song, because once it clicked for me that it was about you, because I didn't initially know that your name was Emily.
That makes sense.
So I was like, who is this Emily character, and can she calm down?
Yeah, I know. You're like, shut up,
get
Emily.
her out. Yeah. Like, horrible friend this Emily
what
is.
The hell? Yeah, totally. That's actually pretty funny that like people listen to it and are like, who's Emily?
No, literally. But yes. It was validating for me, because I do that to myself too, where I like have so much like innocence and hope and I'm like proud of myself one second, and the next I'm like, well, don't get like too happy because you've done this and this wrong, and it's all gonna go to shit.
Right.
But like,
you need to prepare yourself for the failure that is inevitable.
Yeah, but like also, if I speak the failure into existence, I'm never going to have the success. So it's like the constant cycle of putting myself down, bringing myself back up.
That's exactly what it is. So so that song was just like, I was in my feels, and I was kind of just like, I wish I could just be happy. Huh?
Right?
Hello?
Wouldn't that be fun?
I'm like, God damn it. And so, but I do really love song, and it's very musical theater-y, honestly.
I don't know.
It's it's like
not in a bad way.
Indie alt musical theater.
There you
Does
go.
that make sense?
Yes.
It's like Sarah Bareilles musical theater. It's like
people use musical theater as like a derogatory musical term,
which is sad.
It is.
I think. I mean, like,
we shouldn't be ashamed of it.
I understand. Like, I do understand where people are coming from, because there is some musical theater that is objectively, you know. Anyways,
cringy.
I was like, but. Especially in the pop world. But like, I don't know, there's so much to be learned from musical theater, specifically because it's so storyline focused, and it's so like talking focused, like you're like literally like telling a story so much more than a lot of like pop songs. So sometimes I like to draw from it to a certain degree.
Yeah, like the Lizzie McAlpines of the world are kind of bringing back into existence.
Yes. And I listened to Sarah Bareilles a lot when I was a kid, and I think that she's great. And she, like, all of her songwriting, she's a songwriter first, right?
For sure.
And like her songs are just so well written, and you feel it like so clearly. And it's not just a vibe, it's more so a like story. And I feel like I want to balance the two, you know, in my music.
Yeah, so I can hear that in your Emily.
Thank you.
Have you read Sarah Bareilles' memoir?
No.
Oh my god.
She's a memoir?
Yeah. Oh, you've got to read. I've read it so many times.
It's good?
Yeah. It's great. She uses, I think it's 6 essays, and she uses songs from like her early career to like explain moments of her life. Yeah.
So excited.
It's really good. Like Gravity is all about like a relationship that broke her. And yeah, it's like mostly songs off of Little Voice and like that whole album.
Wow.
But yeah, it's really lovely, and like to use her music to explain her story is like
amazing.
That's the musical theater like aspects that I love and I'm drawn to.
Yes. And also that's what, like, I tend to write very chronologically.
Right.
Like, and I tend to write from my personal experiences, which like some artists actually don't. It's like fun where people go in and are like, what if this, right? Yeah. But like most of the time I'm writing from, even if it's actually funny, like even if in the moment I'm writing a song that I personally like don't think I relate to, like 2 months later I'm like,
yeah, you're like, oh,
wait a second,
that was dug deep in there, but I get it now.
Yes, like I'll literally like, I think I have this song Backtrack, and that song I didn't put out for a while after I wrote it because I was like, I don't really relate to it. Like I don't really know like who it's talking about. Like I don't know.
Backtrack, better think fast. Swear to God, you didn't mean it like that. Backtrack, now you feel bad. Too far gone to try to take it all back.
And then I listened to it and was like,
you're like, you should have listened to that person.
Oh my God. Yeah, I literally listened to it and was like, whoa, what happened? Like this is like it almost like digs some stuff out of me that I didn't even think was there. I'll be like, yeah, I'm writing hypothetically. I'm not writing hypothetically. There's a specific person in mind. You know what I mean? And even though I'll think that, it's not true. Yeah. Anyways, that's all.
The therapizing of songwriting.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
And I'll just write like really severe like friend breakups or like legit breakup songs. Or like so many diss tracks about people that like really didn't do me wrong.
But half of being an artist is like kind of putting on a character.
Yes. And also it's just dramatizing what you're genuinely feeling. So you're taking a small thing that day you were really mad and you turned it into a big thing, and the next day you might have resolved the issue. But in the moment, that diss track was absolutely accurate. You know what I mean?
You're like, being extremely toxic for the sake of your art.
For this moment, I'm gonna be toxic. So anyways.
And it pays off.
And it's fun.
But you kind of invoke a little bit of a character in your visuals.
For sure. Yes. I love being... I just think that if it was just like not extra, it would be boring.
Yeah.
I get bored really easily, especially with visual stuff. If the songs are so like ear candy, chaos inspired, like I want my visuals to come hand in hand with that, where it's like, oh, like Ping Pong Drip Drop, great example. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like that's so random. So in regards to like the person I want to be in, like in front of the camera, I want it to be that like dung 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 as well, you know? Yeah, those are just sounds that I just made.
No, but it makes sense because I'm picturing, I think it's the Cynical music video where there's like a bunch of you, and you're like, you're digging through like a bookshelf and like throwing shit around,
just like so
you're
much
just
fun.
ping ponging back and forth.
Yeah, exactly.
What was your favorite music video that you've done for this EP?
Whoa. So probably Cynical. Okay. I think no, definitely Cynical. Definitely Cynical.
Hard answer.
Cynical was just so awesome. Like I honestly like love the music video. It's so amazing. It's just like it's like fun to watch. Like even if you it's one of those videos. Okay, I'm like really tooting my own horn right now, but
and I want you to.
But I would say like Cynical is one of those videos where you watch the video and the song sounds even better. Like you understand the song more after watching the video. And that is like good job. Like job well done. Because objectively, if a music video didn't need to exist, it shouldn't exist.
That is such a good take though, and
right?
Thank you.
Like,
yeah.
They're so expensive, and like for why, right? Like the only reason that they should exist is if they genuinely contribute to like your artist project. Like if they genuinely are like showing the audience a different side of the song, or even like deeper into the song. And like so I love Cynical.
No, that was the video that kind of like tipped me off to that duality you have in the album, where it's like messy but also endearing at the same time. So crazy. I felt like a little Alice in Wonderland vibes from it too. So
yes.
It was good. I don't know, it puts a face to the name in a way, but like more of a face to the energy.
Totally. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, no, we had a lot of fun with that one. Yeah.
So a second dessert, if you will, with that one.
A second dessert. Definitely watch the Cynical music video as your second dessert, because Dear Emily is quite depressing. It's good, but it's depressing.
It's good. It lets you in on what you're thinking.
You can cry in a car. Listen to it in a car.
I did.
Yeah.
I did
great.
do that.
Fire.
So which of the tracks are you most excited to play on tour?
Live.
Yeah.
What a question. That's so hard. Someone asked me this the other day. I was like, I don't know.
I guess you'll kind of know as you head out.
I think I'll see. Because the funny thing is, I actually didn't like playing Scatterbrain very much for a while. Because I was like opening for people in LA, right? Like I would do like one-off shows. And those were always super fun for me. And I would play Scatterbrain. And I didn't love playing it because it's very unacoustic. Like it's very not band. It's very track heavy, right?
Yeah.
And so I didn't enjoy it as much. And so I kind of wrote it off a little bit in my head as like a song that I don't love to play live. But then I played it at my headline show and it was like the best song ever to play live.
Right,
because everybody sang.
And
and also everybody was just like so into it and it was so much fun to play. So I do think it's going to be like depending on how everybody reacts to things.
Yeah.
Because that's huge. So much more fun.
The energy you get from the crowd so changes your performance.
Absolutely. But yeah, I would say I'm excited about Scatterbrain. 7-Eleven is really fun too. Because I just like run around and I jump like the whole time. I'm just like really jumping. It's really fun. So
everyone's gonna have to get tickets to see you. You're playing at the El Rey and the Fonda, if I remember correctly.
Irving Plaza in New York. Yeah. Oh, that's New York.
Duh.
Yes. El Rey
in LA. Yes. Irving Plaza in New York.
And I have tickets still available for specifically only Minneapolis and Denver.
Oh my God.
In November. So Minneapolis and Denver people, buy the tickets.
Show up.
Show up. Bring your friends. And then I just announced my Europe leg of the Cynical tour, which I'm so excited about. And so there's still tickets available for that, and y'all should get them. Go.
I'm so pumped.
I'm so excited. I haven't been to like any of the cities.
Any of them at all.
Tour. Like, I've been to London.
Yeah.
But that's it. Oh no, I've been to Amsterdam.
That's gonna be huge.
But everything else.
That's only 2 though.
That's only 2.
There's so many.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, I've never been to Paris. Never been to Berlin. Like I'm like,
You give Paris. I think that's gonna change things for you. Yeah.
It's gonna change things for me. Oh my god.
Yeah. In a good way.
I'm so excited. But no, I am really excited, and I think that honestly, music is supposed to be played live. That's the whole point. So I'm excited for that to really connect as well, because live music is the best.
It's everything.
It's everything. It really is like everything. So yeah, I feel like I've been prepping this whole time to play it live, and now I can.
Oh, I'm so excited for you. I'm like living vicariously
I'm
through
really
this.
excited. I'm going to have so much fun.
Oh.
Anyways.
Okay, well, my last and final question for you is, who are your ones to watch? Who are you listening to that we should be listening to?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay.
I know.
This is hard because, okay. No. I'm just going to say some names. Okay. Devin Again is amazing.
Oh, I had her on a couple weeks ago.
My God. I'm such a fan.
Yeah. When you were talking about music videos that change the way you hear a song, the Gum music video,
She is amazing. I'm a huge fan. I just like actually listen to her music for fun, which is like, you know, one of those things as a musician, it's like, you know, I'll be in the studio all the time listening to music nonstop. And then I'll listen to music that I'm trying to learn from. Yeah. And that's work, really, right?
Yeah, you
like
get
it's
burnt
fun,
out of it.
But you get burnt out and you're not listening for fun. But there are a few people that I do listen to for fun, and that's Devin again. Definitely Chapel Roan. I mean, she's murdering.
She is.
Murder. And then also I love Wet Leg as like a side note. But that's not really once to watch. They already won a goddamn Grammy. So but
we can watch them.
But we can watch them, yeah. But they're so good. I've been listening to them nonstop as well, and that's kind of my like repeat love that. Cycle right now.
That's a good rotation.
So good.
Yeah,
I really do like it. Anyways, so that's those are my ones.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I'm excited. This is fun.
Good.
That was a good time.
Everybody catch EMEI on tour November, and then you're heading out again in like April, right?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And stream Scatterbrain.
Stream Scatterbrain. Thank you.
Okay, bye.